Morning, everyone. So this is the last. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. So this is the last sketchbook project we are going to do. So next week, you're gonna submit all the sketchbook project you've done so far. I will give you the form and the guide next week, so don't worry about it. Just to finish all the artwork, okay, by next week. And okay, so let me talk about today's the last sketchbook project. So this is transformational self-portrait drawing, which is based on what we learned last class, modern art. So let's see what it is. So we learned the history of art, and we saw it shows dynamic changes for thousands of years. But when you just highlight centuries, we can simply divide it into two big threads of art styles, like representational art and non-representational art. So representational art is this, like this Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci. So this is a type of recording art, like figurative and observational art. So that called representational art. So there are lots of representational self-portrait in the history of Western art. So let me show you the example. So this is the Rembrandt's self-portrait from the Baroque era. And this is Chuck Close representational self-portrait painting. So this is a painting, acrylic painting. And this is, we're gonna learn him next week. And this is Frida Kahlo self-portrait with exotic background. And this is Vincent van Gogh's self-portrait. So even though his brushstroke is very bold and very rough, but still this self-portrait is based on the observational. So it can be the representational self-portrait style. And this is Salvador Dali's self-portrait. We learned him yesterday on Tuesday, right? When you learned surrealism, the clock painting, the melting clock. So, and let's see what the non-representational art. So this types of art is called non-representational art. So this is Kandinsky's, the expressionist artist Kandinsky's painting. So like this, non-representational art means like abstract and non-objective, non-figurative, and non-realistic, and imaginary art styles that called non-representational art. So let me show you the non-representational self-portrait style. So this is Chuck Close, another self-portrait in non-representational way. So he used abstract motif to paint his self-portrait. And can you guess whose self-portrait is? We learned him on Tuesday, the last class.
Edvard Munch.
Munch, very, very good approach. Look at the shape. It's disjointed and disconcerting. No. Huh? What did you say? Can you say again? I didn't hear it.
It look like hair, someone hair.
Okay. Okay. So this is Pablo Picasso's self-portrait. You know, we learned the cubism, right? And this is Basquiat's self-portrait. So, so we learned many of modern artists already master the traditional, in other words, representational art style like this on the left one. But because of photograph's invention, they abandoned the traditional style and they sought new style of art like this, Pablo Picasso. So we can see his work change process here. So as the camera was developed here, the daguerreotype and the Kodak was invented. So there are many diverse art movement arose in the modern era. So the art movement, there is a big art movement to seek a new style that called avant-garde. So before the avant-garde, there were realism, impressionism, post-impressionism, but these art movements were still based on observational. However, after avant-garde, non-representational art movements arose because representational art was not meaningful anymore. So we learned many art movements like this. So Fauvism, Expressionism, Cubism, Dada, Surrealism, and Idealism, like this. So now we are going to do transformational self-portrait drawing based on what we learned in modern art chapter. So here is the transformational self-portrait drawing process. So step 1, draw yourself in representational style, or you can just take a picture of yourself instead of draw yourself. And step 2, choose one of the modern art style after avant-garde. You know, we learned, the Fauvism, Expressionism, Dada, Surrealism, like that. You can choose one of them. And then step 3, transform your representational style, self-portrait drawing or picture into non-representational style, like abstract art style, based on the modern art style you choose on a new sheet of sketchbook. And step 4, finish the abstract self-portrait and color it. So you must show 2 different styles self-portrait when you submit with a short description and with modern art movement style you apply. So for this project, you will need sketchbook, pencil, eraser, color medium, and camera. Please post 2 styles of your self-portrait, like representational and non-representational, with a short description. And you must write with modern art style you apply into your non-representational self-portrait. So again, these are non-representational self-portrait styles options: Fauvism, Expressionism, Cubism, Dada, Surrealism, Idealism. So representational self-portrait styles are so popular, and you can just take a picture of yourself instead of drawing yourself, for the representational self-portrait. So I will show you just abstract self-portrait examples. So this is Cubism style self-portrait. And another Cubism style, also Cubism style, Expressionism style, and Expressionism style, also expressionism style, and cubism style, and cubism style, and also cubism style, and fauvism style, also fauvism style, and this is also fauvism style, and surrealism, expressionism, another expressionism, also expressionism, and Dada, and expressionism, and this is expressionism. So that's it. Do you have any question about this project?
Professor,
Yes.
what is the difference between surreal and expressionism portrait?
Okay.
They're looking pretty similar to me.
Surrealism and what?
And surrealism and expressionism.
Okay. So expressionism is paint what you feel into the world. But surrealism is like express like a dreamlike something, paint like a dreamlike. That's the difference. It's not the technique matter. Okay.
Of yours, like in expressionism, can the self-portrait reflect like the changes on the face expressions?
Yeah,
As expressionism?
you can do that. And also there is one different thing in this the technique. Surrealism is technique is like based on the Renaissance technique, like very realistic technique. But the story is dreamlike. It's nonsense. Does it make sense? Like this example. So you can see the face here and the mountain. The detailed things are very realistic, but the whole painting is nonsense. It's like a dream, right? So that's surrealism. The technique is very, high technique, but it's nonsense. The story is nonsense. That's
Doesn't make sense.
yes.
So if I was to make like my self-portrait, if I was to make it just the face in a surreal state looking, not like a regular portrait, would that be surrealism or expressionism?
So you gotta think about like if you want to paint yourself like a surrealism style, maybe you can change your face instead of you can change your face a little bit differently, like some different animal or something, but it should be very realistic. Does it?
And that is surrealism.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that's surrealism because that's not you, but you just represent into that animal.
Well, I wasn't thinking of an animal.
Yeah, it's
I
just for
was thinking
example.
of changing the features
Yeah,
of the face to be something that's not.
just an example.
Oh,
Okay. So you research it, there are lots of surrealism examples. It's going to be fun.
okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
I have another question.
Okay.
The surrealism, if I choose that, can that be done digitally?
Yes, you can do that.
Okay.
Yep. Any other question? No? All right. So please go to week 14 and post your work process by tonight. And please reply to your peers by tomorrow. So, okay.